Stutterbox Productions is a backbone for many of the events that you see in the Midwest, from EDM festivals to late-night hip-hop shows. This company has been working closely with this podcast since the beginning. We always have plenty of things planned for the future. So if you're looking to plan your next gig or event, head over to their Facebook page to learn more. Let me paint a picture for you. You're an artist, a visionary, or maybe you're just someone who has an idea, but you don't know where to start. Well, here at the McAllister Hours, I have the solution. Guerrilla Graphics Design Agency can provide you with top-tier effects and production value. Their team has everything you can ask for, including professional equipment and a stellar end product from top to bottom. Head over to GuerrillaGraphics.com for all of your design needs today. That's GuerrillaGraphics.com. We're here with Aubs, McAllister Hours podcast. The studio's in a little disarray today because we just got done shooting a music video.
Yep.
You and I have been working quite a bit on that shit lately.
Yeah,
we've really been making some stuff. I really appreciate your open-mindedness and I feel like we've had a really easy time exchanging ideas and creatively navigating things.
Oh, for sure.
Because I've had times in the past where you have people that are really hard-nosed. This is what I want. This is how I want to do it, without being able to acknowledge hey, there's someone else here that maybe can, put this idea in. But
exactly.
You've been, I think, we're also have been friends for years. So I think that's helped.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just been a really good, easy process with you. So I appreciate that.
I agree. And it's been producing hella dope shit. I think that's just how my mind works though as a creative. I be telling people like when it comes to collaboration, I know how to give ideas, but also stay in my lane too, knowing that I have creative ideas for things like imagery wise, but I know that if I work with somebody who also has creative ideas imagery wise, I'm not the only brain, But I think as a creative, again, you kind of know it's creativity and creatives for the most part, we have a heavy ego. I have ego that's me putting checks sometimes, So some of them are very individual minded where I'm where they're just oh, I'm gonna give you this money and you follow my ideas and that's it, or you hit the highway. And I'm yo, why not just collaborate creatively with ideas? Because it just when you have more than one brain behind shit, it just makes shit a lot more cooler, I think.
Yeah, well, it's like film, right?
Yeah.
When you watch a really good film and you watch the credits, there are hundreds of people working on that movie. We fucking went and saw the Bob's Burgers movie. And just that alone, how many animators were, because that's not even live action, that's literally, most of that's just with a computer.
Yeah.
Illustrator, voice recordings, like that. But even the sheer amount of people that were involved on that, fucking insane, man. And I think that just speaks true. I do think in the future we're going to be going towards a time where people do things more independently, which I think is good on a service level. But I really hope that the art form of mass collaboration for something like that, or even a music album. How many people are working on those? Top notch. Sometimes you find 30, 40 people behind those albums.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of hands behind it, I think that's how, honestly, that's kind of what I've built my whole, creative career on, honestly, has been collaboration. From, the shows that I do, the show I just told you about, off podcast that I did in California, that was a collaborative thing, where I reached out to these people who I built a relationship with and was hey, can I come out to do a show? Yeah, we'll pay you. Boom, collaboration, But, I think that's how you get the most eyes on your things, too, just collaborating and realizing that you're not the only one with ideas, and that's okay. Because if you have more ideas, those people who have ideas have people who like their stuff, and now they see you, and it's oh, who's this character,
Yeah, exactly.
But people don't think like that because, again, our egos get in our way.
Oh, yeah, I can relate to that a lot. We talked about this before, but I think, ego it can be a good thing, Obviously, anything, you can use too much of it. But, people's ego can propel them to really good things.
Oh yeah,
you can succeed in life to a certain extent with a good ego.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think it's
not good ego, but a big ego.
Yeah, no, I definitely think there's nuance to it. That's why a lot of what I kind of read from spiritual teachers and shit like that when it's Ram Dass or insert whoever. When they talk about ego as a bad thing, it's just I think you're thinking about it way too much. I think sometimes because I admit I have an ego that kind of propels with what I do, because like I think I'm like one of the best spoken word artists. I'm like, you're gonna hold yourself to that kind of standard, you know. And it's not to say that like if there's somebody, but it's balanced in the way of like where if there's somebody who I think is like better than me, I'm gonna like, yo, this is dope. Like that person's great. I'm not gonna like have that imbalance of like, oh, like I'm insecure and oh shit. Oh, it's better. Okay, cool. Yeah. But I'm not gonna have that ego of like, man, I'm insecure, and because of my insecurity, and knowing that like you're better than me at this is any other, I'm gonna treat you like shit. Like it's just not like that. It's just a balance.
You're not Kanye.
Not Kanye. Definitely not Kanye.
Yeah. But anyways, we are so this coming weekend, when this podcast airs, we'll be about to shoot the second music video that we've done this weekend. We just got done shooting a track off your upcoming album.
Yep. Broken World.
Yeah. Have we? I don't think we've talked about that in the podcast, have we?
No, we haven't. Yeah.
So I guess let me ask you about that first. You have this new album coming out. We have we have a music video dropping next Saturday, the 13th.
Yeah.
You
happy?
Yeah, happy. Yep. Off that album, then we have 2 more videos coming up. One of them's off a previous track, Lil Uzi, Introvert.
Yep.
And then the other one's no one off the album. So I mean, I kind of understand where your album's coming from, but like for those who don't, like, you know, because you've put out a lot of content, you know, over the last couple of years,
like a shit ton.
Yeah. Like what is behind this album, and like, you know, because I think it has some deeper meaning to you.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. No, it was written during like a pretty serious period, you know, like where I was going through all these things of like having like a sibling pass away from suicide, to like being in this like super weird ass toxic relationship, you know, and having weird shit happen there, to like being practically like being jobless really, and having all these like struggles monetarily after getting a fucking degree and thinking like a degree was gonna save my fucking pockets, and it didn't. So I had all these things happening, just like, man, like, which kind of led me to the whole like kind of realization, I guess, or like thing that I kind of played with in my head of just like, man, like I wish that like I just wasn't I wish I was ignorant to shit, like like with all this shit happening and all this suffering and all this like thinking about shit, like I wish that like I was just a person who doesn't think about shit, because like life would be pretty joyful. It'd make me happy, like hence the track Happy, you know. So it came out of the whole wrestling of just like having that kind of like sentiment that I was kind of wrestling with, but also realizing in that sentiment it's just like, yo, like would you really be happy though, or would you just really just be avoiding life and be miserable? You know. Yeah. So I think that's the big thing that the project kind of wrestles with content wise, and not in a preachy way, because I feel like I have a balance in my art where like I don't preach to people, but I just kind of say like, yo, this is what I observe.
I agree.
And shit's kind of like fucked up, or shit can be great.
I really do appreciate that. That's something that really turns me off about artists, when they're like really preachy about whether it's like the Black Lives Matter stuff or like, you know, about God or whatever. Like half the time I turn it off because I'm just like, you know, I don't care. Like,
yeah, exactly. And again, like with what we were talking about, it usually to me it comes from an egotistical place of saying like, yo, I'm perfect and I got to tell you all about yourselves because you're not perfect. For me, I'm like, yo, I'm fucked up. Like, I always say this to people because people like, and it's a great sentiment that people have like with me, but like people say that like I'm a really authentic, like good-hearted person, which I'm like, okay, that's great, but I'm still fucked up. I still got some shit going on in that. That's how I try to be in my art. It's like, yo, like I do see this thing being as fucked up, but I gotta admit that I've done this sometimes too in my life too. You know?
Yeah.
I think that's just the best approach for me.
Yeah, I think people that are successful, and you know, you've garnered success, obviously. I mean, it's small success. We're all kind of small success. But like, I mean, I saw your Spotify. I think it's doubled since I last checked it. How many people are following it? Like, it's, you know, it's getting there. Fuck, what was my point with that? God damn it.
I don't know. I honestly, to that point, I don't know how much followers I have like on a Spotify.
I think you got 50 on Spotify.
Oh, okay. That's kind of dope.
Yeah, I think it doubled.
Yeah. I'm bad with paying attention to numbers. People always like I remember this one battle rap event I had, actually. We'll get back to that.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that.
With Death Note, who I mentioned, like, I remember during one of my, I think it was like a third round, he's like, you had this many views and that was really the move. In my head, I'm like, I don't care about views though. I was like, that's just, it might be my flaw. Just dumb. I'm just like, I just put shit out and all that. But it's cool to have like 50 if that's the case, you know. But again, like, it's what I like about that though is just like, because I don't really like depend on like promo and stuff like people usually do. Not saying that I want to get into more of it. Like the 50 people that do listen to my stuff are like authentic people who really rock with me, you know?
Yeah.
Because there's people who will listen to you and like will just like maybe just to listen and like go off into the world and stuff like that, which is cool. But I like people who are going to be like engaged and like stick around for good reasons, you know?
Yeah.
But, so like those little numbers mean a lot, you know? Because it's just like those people are there to stay, which is dope.
Fuck yeah. Well, I mean, I can say I personally, like, I genuinely listen to your music, like, on the weekly, for sure.
I appreciate that.
Like, because I know you've worked with King Supreme.
Yeah.
And he makes some dope beats, and, like, you have a very keen ear for, like, a combination of beats and lyrics.
Yeah.
Like, it's very, you can tell your influences, but it's also very, yourself. You mix spoken word very well in with it. Like, because I think, and I think maybe we've talked about this too, but like I'm often very critical of spoken word type of people.
Me too. Yeah.
Because it's like it gets to a point where it's very, very cheesy.
Yeah.
Have you heard of the group Nako and Medicine for the People?
No, I never heard of them.
I think they suck.
Yeah.
they're like world renowned, like all these people. It's almost kind of like a reggae type of thing, like reggae poppy sort of, but they're considered spoken word. But the main guy has like the most annoying voice. Like it's so high pitched and so like out there. And my ex-wife like loved the fuck out Nako, and she would torture me with this shit. So like I've always had like a kind of like a negative connotation towards spoken word. So word, I keep saying world. So it's refreshing to hear you like, bring some shit to the table for sure.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And that's the thing too. I always tell people like I kind of struggle even with like now with like what I'm kind of working on now after this project that we were just talking about. I have a couple spoken word projects I'm working on, and like aesthetically with sound wise and all that, it just kind of like doesn't fit into the category of spoken word. So like I always struggle with calling it spoken word because for me, I'm very critical about spoken word. To me, like spoken word is very predominantly like these progressive white kids who like have some shit to say, but
white women. Let's be specific.
Yeah, it's that. It's just like, man, like it's one of those things where like I always tell people like
white women are really flamboyantly gay.
You
like
said
they
what?
go really white women are really flamboyantly gay. Like they're going up in fucking high heels. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, seriously though.
That's so offensive.
And it's just like I be telling people, it's just like content wise, it's not that the content that I don't mess with. It's about like how they deliver it and like just a very shallow view on life. It's just like, yo, like that's what corny artists to me, when you talk about shit that like everybody wants to hear and you do it in the my mother told me that racism was wrong. Like, okay, so did the last freaking 1,200 people.
Good for her.
It's just like for me, like it's kind of like this, like with Button Poetry. I always tell people like Button Poetry, like as much as I appreciate them, like I have some of my art in their platform, I think Button Poetry's corny as shit because like you have all these corny ass like white folks who just like talk about shit that's just like, yo, that wasn't even artistic and that was boring as shit. So like I try to make my shit, because my shit's not influenced by that and it's more influenced by rap and battle rap, it sounds different, and I'm influenced by comedians, battle rap, and rap. So I'm not really influenced by poetry or spoken word. Those aesthetics like kind of influenced me, so that's why I think it kind of sounds different from like what spoken word is, But I'm very critical of it too. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. I wanted to ask you this for a while, kind of on that topic. How big of a problem do you believe white supremacy is in America?
Man, that's a question.
And there's a distinction, right? There's a distinction between racism and white supremacy. I think a lot of people conflate those two.
You said there's a distinction? Like
yeah. I mean, there's general racism, and then there are white supremacists who believe that they are they're the most powerful or only relevant race.
Yeah. Okay. I believe it's a thing, but I don't think it's as like big as we make it out to be. I think it's big enough to where like a million of those crazy folks like ran up on the White House and all that is that crazy. But at the same time, for me, like I don't even. I've kind of just like it's even with just in my perception of like racism and like white supremacy. Like I've even kind of changed my whole verbiage of it, where it's just like it's just a bunch of stupid people. Like, these people
Yeah,
are just
right?
really just stupid.
Yeah.
Like a lot of them are like it's just like they say racist stuff, but I think they're not really about that at the end of the day. I think they're just really stupid.
No, I
and for
agree.
me, I'm just like I'm not gonna be. And like when you realize that, you realize it's just a bunch of stupid people saying stupid shit. Like it kind of like really brings you to the reality of like how like they're not as harmful as we think they are. And it's not as big as we think it is. I think it's because like I think it's as big as it is because again like when you have we have ego. this whole conversation is gonna be based on ego, folks. No, but when you have like a bunch of like. This is one thing that I kind of like learned from kind of like Ram Dass and some of his like readings and stuff is that like we have all these like kind of like hippie-ish people kind of like making all these noise, making these people the enemy and all this, any other. It's going to amplify this side and make them get
It's not even really hippie though. It's like a new age. It's like it's not the 70s idea. Because like a lot of I feel like a lot of the liberals that like had that same 70s mindset, like they really reject a lot of the woke stuff. Like they were more like
that's true.
What's the term? Not conservative liberals, but like basically like middle ground liberals, like just like your regular like, oh hey, I think people should be able to do what they want, but then maybe like when it comes to like overreaching government and stuff like that, they were like, no, I don't believe that. Like I think you find a lot of those like old school liberals like rejecting a lot of the woke stuff.
That's true. No, to your point, that
it's almost like a neoliberalism.
That's actually true because like now that you like it's to your point with that, I feel like I rock with more of the sentiment that like hippies did carry. Like hippies like who are around like the 60s and 70s like that because like they're really about stuff like they're really about that action. Like a lot of them
they were really
lawyers,
grassroots.
A lot of them that were like involved in government and shit like that and like things like that, and they were really about action. I think now it's just like a bunch of people who don't want to be involved with shit. They just want to talk. And just leave it at talking,
They want to find something to latch onto because they're discontent with their life, and they're like, okay, I'm going to latch onto this ideology.
They're religious. If we're honest, like that's literally. I've been wanting to write an essay on this for so long. Like I think it's going to come sooner than later. But like, with what you see politically, like it's all just like what religion is. Like you literally have this side that's liberalism. Let's say this is the Church of Liberalism. You have to have all these same ideas.
Oh fuck!
What happened? Didn't I record?
It's saying there's a right error.
Oh shit.
That's not good. Oh wait. Okay, we're still rolling.
Oh, still rolling?
Yeah, it's done it before. Okay.
Oh, okay, cool.
All
so
right,
we're good.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. On that note, Jesus Christ, the Church of Liberalism.
Fuck you, Jesus.
It's just like with liberalism, you have to have like all these same sentiments as your quote unquote neighbor, and if you have one that's off or two that are off, let's say you don't agree with like let's say you don't agree with like, and again like this is just like idea me playing devil's advocate, but let's say you don't agree with like LGBTQ being involved in school curriculum and all that, and like it's not coming from a hateful place and stuff like that. If you have this one idea and you consider yourself like on the liberal side, like you get exiled for that, you get crucified, like you're a sinner. Almost. So like, and again, like it's not saying that this person's. I'm not to judge this fabricated person I made up, but it's just like in that space, the fact that they kick you out, judge you, and shame you. That's what religion does.
The problem with liberalism is you can never be woke enough. I like, and on that point specifically, like the LGBTQ stuff, like I think there's a line where people are, most people are like, okay, like I think. Children being taught in general that there are people who are homosexual and trans and all these things. Like I got face value. Yeah, it's good for people to be educated about that, to be, to learn not to discriminate against those people. I think that's fair.
Absolutely.
I think when you bring in like pornography into an elementary school, I think that's a problem.
That's when's the issue for sure.
But that's the problem with wokeism is like there's no distinction.
Yeah.
Like if you criticize that, then it's like, oh, you are on this side. Like, no, that's a ridiculous idea.
It's just like it's like we're not supposed to all be monolithic. Like if we're humans with like our own like human narrative, like why do you expect all our narratives to be completely the same? Like that doesn't make any fucking sense. Like this whole utopia idea, it just comes from immaturity again, which like religion, like becomes from like a space of like immaturity, you know, of just like thinking that everybody needs to be on the same page as this, any other. And to your point with the LGBTQ thing, like that's a lot of people's arguments against that is like, oh, like, well, kids shouldn't be exposed to this young because they don't understand it. Like, that's not statistically right. You know, like kids understand like the differentiation between shit at like, I think my friend who like does the statistics on that is like at like 11, 12 months and shit. So it's just like,
months?
You know? Yeah. Months.
Oh, wow.
People don't think about this. I have a friend who like is a professor at Augustana who actually like did a study on it and stuff like that. You know, so like it's one of those things where like I'm like, I push back on it, but at the same time, like I understand people's qualms. So again, I'm like, you can be nuanced in that, but that nuance can't exist in the church of liberalism, you know, and liberalism again also like religion, it has an enemy to make itself look bigger and believe itself to have a good fight, the good fight. Its enemy is conservatives, like just like to Christians, it's sinners, you know, and like they base a lot of their belief system, a lot of their action on like shaming the other side, or like putting people on the other side and shaming the other side to make themselves look bigger. And it's just like, yeah, like that's why I don't really like. And not to say that side doesn't exist with conservatives too. You see that with conservatives all the time.
Oh,
like,
sure.
Oh, you being a snowflake. I had this one like super like white conservative dude like in his like late 60s be mad at my book and stuff like that. Like somehow I didn't even know.
I think you told me about.
This is a different guy. That other dude. Yeah,
he got all these white bitches all pissed at your book.
But he's like, oh, of course a snowflake would say that's like, bro. First of all, like I will beat you up. Like I'm not one of these little liberals, dude. Like you will get beat up. Like sit your 60-year-old. You want to be like, you want to be like show your allegiance to your country, cool. But like, don't bring that my way. Like I'm not one of these like snowflakes who over here will Facebook you. I will fight you. Like,
I'm gonna tell you right now, if I don't like your book, I'm gonna burn it.
Hey, you know what? It's okay. I don't mind it. Just take a slow video of it and stuff like that.
No, I'm kidding. Did you hear what Trump said recently? He said he wanted to throw all drug dealers in jail.
After he got him out on the two-step plan, it sounds like he's being a sore loser.
Yeah, right.
It sounds like you're being a sore loser.
Oh my god.
It's like, okay, you guys are gonna keep me president. Well, I'm taking this back. It's like, nah, homie. Can't switch sides because you a sore loser. No, that's funny.
Yeah. Do you think he's gonna win?
Nah, I don't think so. Who
do you think he's gonna take it then? Do you think it's gonna be DeSantis, or you think the Democratic establishment's gonna keep hold?
I don't know. I just know for sure that like just because of like the proverbial like burning forest that Trump left, even for people who voted for him, I don't think they'd be. I don't think there's any way for him to kind of redeem himself.
I think they would have to force it at this point because even like now that's early, he's kind of going off, and you're kind of like, oh yeah. I think. If people were smart, they would vote for DeSantis. Yeah. I wouldn't vote for him, but like that would be the sensible Republican candidate. I think I'm a libertarian, so I'm voting for probably Dave Smith. I think Dave Smith's going to be running on the Libertarian Party.
Dave Smith?
Yeah, so he's actually a comedian, believe it or not. But
and he's running?
Well, okay, so it hasn't officially been announced, but he's like a big. It's okay. So in the Libertarian Party, there are a series of caucuses, and the Mises Caucus just took over, and he's basically the leader of the Mises Caucus. This comedian guy, Mises Caucus, basically they proponent a lot of like anarcho-capitalism type of things. Basically, they want to alleviate government entirely, leave a free open market. Like I don't necessarily agree with that, but I think that's a better. So I would say that's better than what we have. Yeah, personally. Absolutely. So, but anyway, it's kind of just been this like crazy takeover, and like a lot of young people. I was fucking driving around, and I saw a guy with a libertarian sticker on his car. I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
Oh yeah,
yeah. I mean, I think libertarianism is an idea that's really like forming, and like I think the younger generations, our generations, like a lot of people are really turning an eye because I think a lot of it too is like, I think there was a time where you could legitimately make the argument like, we need government in this situation. Like they have certain technologies or things that are just superior to what we have. I think that, there was a point in time for a long time that was probably a valid argument. Now we have the internet. We have individual technologies. We have people that are, creative, taking on social media and creating their own platforms. Like look at fucking Alex Jones.
Yeah,
look at that motherfucking guy. He's bigger than CNN.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, we're in a time now where, government is not only not needed, but it's becoming more authoritarian, it's becoming more controlling, and I mean, people are waking up to it. All this COVID shit, Biden declared monkeypox a national emergency, even though like 95% of the people that are affected are gay men, which I'm not like objecting to that, but that's not a national emergency.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's crazy. Oh, I wonder if it's just like a political thing.
Oh, it is a political thing.
Yeah,
they like the legs that they have to stand on are like they're losing them. They're losing their legs.
Yeah, I didn't know he called it a national a national emergency.
I watch way too many political stuff.
I don't watch enough, so like I literally learn these things like right here. I'm like, oh shit, I'm glad.
Well, dude, I can always send you some stuff. If you want to keep politically mindful and stuff. Well, not that you aren't, but just learning. So you're talking. You started working with a nonprofit. Organization. You kind of transitioned. Well, we kind of talked about in the last podcast how you kind of left your job and all that. All that stuff happened. But like, what's been kind of what have you been doing with that lately?
Yeah, so I've kind of like my nonprofit, like Young Lion Drawer. It's focused on like teaching poetry for performative and like mental health purposes too. Since like I come from the world of like behavioral, working with behavioral students and stuff like that for the last 7-8 years and stuff like that. So I kind of just took those aspects and then made a nonprofit out of it. As of recently, with school starting back and everything, I have a couple, I think 4 different schools I work at this semester, and an after school program and a juvenile detention center that I'm like trying to get some stuff cleared with, but it's been really dope, going into the school year and realizing last year I was getting prepared for like teaching under an entity. And like this year, just like 7-8 months later, I'm teaching under my own thing, so I don't everything that I create is my stuff. I work with a team too. Like I work with a team of educators and teachers. I'm going to be working with a couple teachers here in Des Moines too, but I've just been kind of like trying to figure things out slowly before I kind of like try to expand. Cause like running a nonprofit, it's really been like an eye-opening world where like the busyness is just kicked up. Like I have meetings all the time. With different schools, and like I have to have these meetings. I can't like do the thing where it's like, oh, well, why don't we reschedule this next week? Because like now it's like if you reschedule this, like money's on the line.
Yeah, you're not getting paid.
You're not getting paid. You got to keep expanding. So like having to be in charge like that's kind of like taking me out of my comfort zone because like being creative, being always in that creative brain, you don't have to think about things like schedules, time, deadlines, boom, 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 boom. So like it's kind of been balancing me out where like I've been all the more focused on just like how to keep stuff going, and realizing like how big of a need there is for it, like I think like being in like with all the schools that I work with now, just in, again, mind you, in the last 7 months, like I created this nonprofit and like now I work with schools and stuff like that. I'm getting paid to work with schools, and like talking to teachers, talking to principals, talking to kids, like it's making me realize like how much of a need it was because like creativity doesn't really happen in schools anymore. Like they cut budgets for art. Art's usually the first thing to get budget cut, and also with that too, like mental health and like mindfulness and like all that SEL. Obviously, they've been talking about it in schools for the last few years, a little bit more than less, But I think it's still a thing that like is not really a thing that students are taught to kind of like different things you can do when you have like these mental things going on. Like it teaches them to like write and all that. You don't really get that in school, So like I think I've just realized like how much of a need it is, how much of a need it's fulfilling, and I was just kind of just creating it because I was like, I don't want to teach under people and I want to do what I love doing,
Yeah.
So that's been dope. It's been really dope, but just figuring out the game still, just the nonprofit world and all that.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome though, man. Like I really wish like more people would take that initiative. And like I feel, well, I think in Des Moines especially, well, everywhere, but I think in Des Moines we saw a 55% of educators just quit.
What?
Within like a year. Yeah, they were just like, fuck this. Yeah. Which, like, as a libertarian, I honestly kind of think that's a good thing. Like,
Yeah.
I think like independent, like what you're doing, like independent tutor-based education. Like, I believe that is the way.
Yeah.
I think that's a way better, more well-rounded education overall than like the public school system, which is awful, which is just sitting at a desk, you know, not gaining any information, not learning. You know, they create an awful learning environment. Like, yeah, I'm
It's
a big
exhausting.
believer.
It's an exhausting ass system. It's exhausting as hell, you know, mentally, physically, emotionally, financially.
Yeah,
Because it's just like
Well, that's another thing you're talking about. Like, you're making more money
oh yeah,
doing this, which is
yeah.
nuts.
Even before I even had my degree in education, I was teaching poetry already, and like I remember there was one specific gig I had. I'm out in Kansas, and for 6 hours, I mean, I drove out there. I paid for the hotel and stuff like that, or my homie paid for it, and I paid him back later. But I got paid for 6 hours of work that whole day. I got paid $750. There's no teacher that I know in anywhere that I know of in the U.S. is getting paid $750 in just 6 hours to do poetry.
Dude, that's fucking crazy, man.
You know, like, and I'm just like, yo, like, I don't even have a teaching degree. I just know what the hell I'm talking about, you know? And I think that kind of speaks to, like, when you know what you're talking about and, like, have a good knowledge behind it, you know, you can make a job out of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, that goes back to independent education. You know, I believe a part of that is like having the knowledge to, like, you know, see someone and be like, oh, hey, you know your shit. I think the problem with the education system is like when you have this thing like a degree, like the certification, and when you make it too easy to get that, which if you look at college rates, you're actually seeing grades go up as their availability and time for college goes down, which shows that they're artificially making college easier so that more people can graduate so they can keep making their money. So you're devaluing these degrees. So in a way, like independent education, it's, you know, it makes the person who's like doing the hiring process like do a little extra work. Like, I think there's a lot of laziness in businesses when they're like, oh, hey, you need this certification. It's like, no, why don't you as a business give this person a set of obstacles to go through so you can determine, you know, if they're a qualified candidate. Not just like, okay, you have a piece of paper, great. You could be awful for a company, but because you have that piece of paper, we're gonna give it to you, baby.
And it's like, I know a lot of great teachers, but I know a lot of them that have the piece of paper are terrible teachers. And it's just like, yo, how did you? Why are you here? Like,
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, a lot. This is gonna sound awful, but like
Say
a lot
it.
of them probably got fucking shit faced. Their entire they got drunk. They were grading papers with a bottle next to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's either that spectrum or they're just that super, like, snouty, like, kid from upper class. Like, I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to just study and be the best I can and become a freaking asshole as a teacher.
Yeah.
Because, like, I deserve to be here and you deserve to get out to detention. You know, it's just like, it's...
Yeah, people that overly believe in the system, like,
Yeah.
those people annoy the fuck out of me.
Yeah. No, seriously. And it's crazy just because, like, I feel like, and a lot of reason why I didn't really fit with like my whole teaching style was because like a lot of my teaching style was more mentorship based than like teacher based, I guess. Like when you think about like it's going to school to teach, they just teach you to be a teacher. They don't teach you how to like be a mentor or somebody that's like really about the kids and stuff like that, which is why like again like having this program that I do, like I just finished the summer program with 6-7 high schoolers in poetry and stuff like that. And like, even though our program ended like 3-4 weeks ago, I'm still talking to them, being like, "Yo, we have a show this week. Y'all want to perform at it? Cool." You know, because that's just more so like for me, it's just like it makes more sense, and like that's where they learn best when they're actually doing things. To your point, you know, independent education. You know, I feel like people have like I think with COVID considered, and now I only say it's because like one of my friends' business who's built off of like independent education, like him and his partner, they've been able to make a whole giant, like internationally known nonprofit that teaches independent learning in different countries and states and all that, you know. And they're not under anybody but themselves, you know. Yep. And like the fact that they're international already after just like 2-3 years of doing it, it's just like I think it kind of speaks to like how people are now really valuing the idea of independent education more than than back then, you know. And I feel like that's the best way education is done, you know, just from an independent way of just learning by doing and teaching others to learn by having them do, you know, and not basing it off of just like shit you can put on a test.
Yeah. Well, and that goes back to my previous point, you know, like, you know, there was probably a time where, you know, that kind of education was necessary because people didn't have that information. That's not the case anymore. Things like people need to realize that things have changed. The internet has changed things drastically. Crazy. Like even thinking like 10 years ago, like not that, you know, like what, 2012? Do you remember 2012, bro? Nothing like this. There was no Trump. There was no like crazy, there was no TikTok, nothing. It was crazy, man. I was still fucking playing RuneScape and in message boards and shit. You know what I mean?
Playing Slenderman and RuneScape and stuff.
Yeah. We would play like we were in, you know, I was in high school, but like we would like RuneScape was one of the few things that like you could get bypass the servers on. So because you'd have like the study hall or whatever where nobody studied. Like, that's another example of like, you know, school bullshit that's just like stupid.
It's just like hangout time.
But we would like, because we would all be like on separate tables and we would all just like look across each other of the room like while we're like playing and like be chatting and shit. It was fun, dude.
I did do that a couple times when I was in junior high, like when it was like RuneScape, that RuneScape era.
Fuck yeah.
It is different how that was just like, that was 10 years ago. That's crazy. But again, like that's,
Well, fuck, man. We don't have a ton of time because I'm about to go leave for the Quad Cities, and you're going to follow me in a few days, and we're going to do another shoot. Before we go, I really want to talk to you about Kendrick Lamar's latest drop, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, because we haven't officially done it on the podcast, and like the whole build up and anticipation for the album, listen to him, like I gotta talk to this motherfucker about it, because like of everyone I know, you are the one motherfucker who like, you know, I feel like you and I vibe very similarly in Kendrick Lamar. Like we both really appreciate what he has to say.
That might have to be. That's gonna be. That was a good project. So that's gonna.
Fuck yeah.
I have to make that Patreon.
So I'll just say this first, and I've told you this before. I don't think Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers is Kendrick Lamar's best album. However, I do think it's his most important.
Yeah.
By far. I think he dropped it at the perfect time, like politically and socially. Like I think I always kind of criticized like when we were going through 2020 that like he didn't put something out. I was like, God, like we really need it. But it's almost more prevalent now. Yeah. Now that we've had a little time to kind of process it, and we're kind of in like a, you know, in a more, well, not really calmer, but in some of the senses, at least with the COVID stuff, a little more calmer. Like we can actually like think back. Like when N95, like take it off, like the whole song is like take it off. And he's like how he intertwines like the mask, like the COVID mask with like the mask that people are putting on.
That was
God,
slick.
That was so genius, man.
That was a track that like that track grew on me. Like I got the context of it like the first time I heard it, but like as a song I was like it grew on me like more than when I heard it.
I just remember seeing that track was like N95. It's like, oh wait, he is going there. He is fucking going there. Yes, Kenny. Fuck yeah.
No, he went there. That was a dope track. The one I personally liked the most was Worldwide Steppers. Honestly, it was just so because like it was so spoken wordish.
Yeah. Well, I remember you kind of like you really related to that track a lot. You're kind of talking about, you know, how ancestors are looking like. What's the line you says?
Fuck the white bitch.
First time I fucked a white bitch, and then what? It's like ancestors retaliation or something like that.
He said because he said Whitney said that did I have a problem? I said I might be racist. Ancestors watching me fuck was like retaliation. I was like, I get it, Kendrick. I've been there. I was like, I'm a killer. She's a killer. We some killers, bitch. Like it was just like such a philosophical song too. Just like like none of y'all have the right to point at anybody because y'all some killers too. Like, you know, it's just I was like that. I love those tracks that just like, you know, it actually influenced a lot of like with what I want to do with my next spoken word project. Honestly, like I listen to that joint.
Yeah.
Over and over.
Well, because like that subject in particular that stings everyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even as like a white man, I was listening to like ooh.
Seriously, like it's just like, and he's so good at that. Like
He really is really good at like shitting on, not even really shitting, just like criticizing every aspect of everything. Like
criticizing culture.
Yeah.
I think that was the whole point of his that Heart Part 5 that he dropped before that, I thought that was a dope song because like he would talk about how he did it for the culture, but also criticizing culture too. Like specifically he's talking about black culture, like, yeah, we do some fucked up shit and call it culture. Like,
yeah,
we go around fucking people's baby mamas and say, oh, that's his culture. Like, no, that's actually pretty toxic. Like, and I was like, I appreciate that because like that needs to get called out too, you know?
Yeah, I think anyone who proponents any kind of group or like anything, they should be more critical of their group than other people. Like as a libertarian, for example, like I am very critical of libertarians. Like when they say something, like, you know, for the libertarians who are like very pro-life or like who like really advocate churches, like I'm gonna be critical of that. You know, that's gonna be my main focus before I go yell at some lefty. Like, who gives a fuck? They're on their own planet. I'm worried about the people who are in my circle.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, and sometimes it's even hard to talk to that circle because again, like that religious thing, like is there, you know. So I bet there are a whole bunch of people who are mad. I bet there were a bunch of people who were mad at a song, "Auntie's Diaries."
Oh yeah, well that was a controversy. Well,
that was geniusly written.
Yeah,
performed. Everything was like dope about it, you know. But again, like that's another criticism of like black culture. It's like, yo, we say faggot all the time, but we get mad when this person says the N-word and stuff like that. Like, should we actually interrogate that? I bet there's a lot of black folks who's like, oh, Kendrick is canceled in our black club because we don't say that. It's just like, you know, it's hard for people to like kind of take those criticisms and be like, you know what, yeah, he's right. Like,
yeah, you know, that was kind of a funny thing with the release too. Is like you saw a lot of the articles and like they all focused on that song. Yeah, because it was like really the only track that they could be like, oh, that's a positive message for our, you know, for what we proponent, you know, like because it is. I mean, it is a pro like trans track, which is good. I love it. I think it's just funny they had to go through like, you know, they got to track 16 before they no, seriously, they went through the whole album. They're like, nope. Okay, we'll do this one. This is the one we'll write an article about.
That's progressive, man. They just says whatever speaks their language is like, oh, we mess with, you know. But that was a dope song, you know. I think that was just cool for it. Like just hearing, like it. I think what I appreciate about Kendrick is just like how different he is. He's just a different person with like his thoughts and all that. Like being this person like who was very pro-black, you would expect him to be like the very pro-black religious people who are like, nope, we don't like trans, no, we don't like gays, no, we don't like interracial relationships, we don't like any of that. And Kendrick's like, yo, but I think that's okay, you know. It's just like it's and it shows that he's a free thinker, you know, that he doesn't really abide by what the collectivists think. He's like, oh, my perspective is gonna be different, you know. That's okay, but is it okay for you, you know? I appreciate that about him, you know, because I think like that's the kind of creatives I look. I think that's just kind of and when I say creatives, I talk about creatives in the broadest sense, not just like music or like things that are musically aesthetic. I even think like James Baldwin is a creative to me, you know. But like those are creatives I'm kind of attracted to and who kind of influence me. Like ones who like aren't just like aesthetically dope, but those who like know how to think for themselves and they are not afraid of like having like ideas that are different from the collective conscious, as Kendrick Lamar talked about what track was that? Savior, you know?
Yeah. Well, overall, like a fucking dope ass album. Actually, you know, people throw on woke, but that album was actually woke.
Yeah, no, it really it woke you up.
Like the true like when the term woke like first came out, like that true like really like being awakened to the thing, like that album really is that for sure.
No, seriously, because it checked me on some stuff in my personal life. I was like, sheesh, like I wasn't ready for this kind
of dude. Father Time, that song makes me tear up.
Oh my goodness,
bro. I'm like going through it. I'm like, fuck. Yeah. I mean, you know, I love my dad, but he was a fucking asshole. Yeah. You know, I got smacked around plenty, and that shit really fucks you up.
Yeah. No, seriously, I can only imagine like how much like that kind of resonated. You know, I think it resonated with me a ton. Like, and mind you, like it's. My relationship with my dad wasn't like that, but like me and my dad have never really like talked deeply. Yeah.
You never got hit as a kid?
Huh?
You never got hit as a kid?
I got spanked, but it's just like
But never got like smacked around or anything like that?
No. It was like if I got hit by my dad, it was like, yep, we gotta give you a spanking just to just stand in the corner real quick, and I'll give you 3 ones, and you're good.
Damn.
It wasn't anything like crazy.
Oh, I got way worse. I wasn't like abused or anything, but I remember like when I was 16, I got in, like a wrestling match with my dad.
Oh, yeah.
He got fucking pissed and he just attacked me. We were just like wrestling on the floor.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, man. It got pretty physical. But
yeah.
Anyways, this has been a great podcast.
We're just going to end on my trauma. That was a beautiful way to end that.
But anyways, I mean, it was a great track. I mean, the other one, the one where he's talking about like the affairs and stuff, like toward the very end, I don't remember what it's called. Mirror? Not Mirror. It's the one before
Mother
that.
I Sober?
Mother I Sober. Yes.
Yeah.
That one really resonated with me too, for sure. Like
that
the lust aspect and all that. Like,
yeah, I've listened to that once and I haven't came back to it since. It was like, holy shit, like I got to sit with all these things that he's like, wow, like,
yeah,
he really, again, like, and that vulnerability has like been super dope to see because like that's even influencing a lot of my spoken word stuff. Like I think he was, I kind of share sentiment as you was like, I don't think it was his best album, but like the vulnerability he shared on that album, how raw he got, is just like, holy fucking shit.
Probably the most in his career.
Yeah,
I would say. And
it's just like, man, it was appreciated, you know.
For real,
I really appreciated that.
Fuck yeah. Well, I hope I can, see him on tour sometime. He's dope shit.
Oh yeah, no, it's still on my. I still have to at some point.
Fuck yeah. All right, Aubrey, we gotta wrap this up.
Yeah, most definitely.
By far the shortest podcast we've ever done. Hey. I wish we had 3 more hours to talk, but unfortunately we don't.
Next one's gonna be on Patreon, folks.
Exactly. What do you want to plug before we wrap up here?
We'll plug my website because I have a website now and stuff like that. www.poeticobs.com. So check it out. You can actually buy books and merch in there.
Here, one second. I'm gonna grab it real quick.
Yeah.
Show the camera. Oh.
Yep.
It is good. It is written.
Yep. And you can buy it.
I haven't read it yet, but I already know it's an amazing book.
Well, it's gonna have a whole bunch of liberal, progressive stuff in there, so you're probably not gonna like it.
Well, I'm gonna bring it then. I'm going to Nazism. This book is going to convert you to Nazism. Don't buy it. No.
That has a review. Someone's gonna have this review, but yeah, you can buy that book off my website. It's sold about over 220 copies, like all around the nationally. So it's been cool.
Nice. Yeah, and that's come with its own controversies, which we talked about, which is always a good thing, in my opinion.
When you read it, we're definitely gonna talk about it too.
Fuck yeah, sure. we'll have to. All right, man. Fuck, this has been great.
Yeah, thanks.
Everybody, go check out the Patreon. We're here every Wednesday and Saturday, at least most Wednesdays and Saturdays. This July, we were talking about this earlier. This July, it's been really hard for me to fucking do 2 episodes a week, but we're trying. I think when it gets winter, I'll be a little more motivated because I'll be trapped inside. I'll probably have 4 episodes a week at that point, just me rambling.
Oh yeah, no, that's when things slow down. That's how it always is, So I definitely get it.
Fuck yeah. Aubrey, Aubs, it's always a pleasure. I'm really excited to work with you this weekend. And guys, check out, watch for our music videos. Check out our shit. We're doing it. We're grinding.